under the hood. You have a lot of students, we go all over the place. This is probably one of the best way to do it. All right, this is my windshield water reservoir, right? And next to that is the hose. So when we get to the hose, we're gonna do all the hoses. Right off the jump. The hose is no crack, no chafe, not leaking, all the clamps is in place. Touch the clamps, right? All the clamps is in place. And below this hose right here, we have the cab mount. It's supposed to what?
Secure.
Oh, cab mounts
No
are
crack,
secure. No missing or loose bolts.
No crack or missing bolts. All right. Next to the cab mount, we have the turbo.
Turbocharged.
Right. We have the turbocharge. Turbocharge should be secure, no missing bolt, and it's not leaking. All right. In front of turbocharge is what? Alternator. Right. You see where I'm going, right?
Yeah.
All right. We go to the alternator. The first thing we say, my alternator is belt driven. Right? No shiny spots, no less than or no more than
3/4
of play. Good. No shiny spot, no chafing. My belt is not damaged. All right? Right on my belt, right in front of my alternator is what?
Coolant reservoir.
Coolant reservoir. My coolant reservoir, this is where I fill it, and you can say this is where I will check it. It's secure. All bolts are in place. This hose right here is my coolant reservoir. My water pump, it goes down to my water pump. My coolant reservoir hose, it goes down to my water pump. A lot of students miss the water pump. So this is what is important to do. The water, the reservoir, this is my reservoir. This hose right here goes down to the water pump. You kill it right there. That way you won't forget the water pump, right? So once you go down to the water pump, my water pump is?
It's belt driven.
First thing you say, gear driven. And it's secure, not leaking. All right? Next to the water pump is what?
Engine oil.
My engine oil reservoir. This is where I check it, this is where I fill it. If I should pull it out, it should be a proper operation level for the engine oil. Right? Next to the engine oil is what?
Tractor frame.
Tractor frame. So we do the tractor frame, it's not cracked, it's not damaged. Radiator support bar. Because it's right on the frame. You follow me where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm doing it, I go like this. See? We go to the front, we come here, we go to the water pump, next to the water pump, the oil reservoir, the frame. Now we go to the radiator support bar and bracket. This is your radiator support bar and bracket. Alright? No missing bolts and it's secure. Radiator support bar and bracket. What's below that?
Spring hanger.
Spring hanger. Because when we go to the spring hanger, we're gonna go down. We're staying down. Danville. Crazy Danville. Pasta. Alright. This is your spring hanger. So once we get to the spring hanger, my spring hanger is secure, no missing bolt. What's hooked onto my spring hanger? My leaf spring. My leaf spring, it should be no missing leaf, no crack or damage. Where are we going with it next? U-bolt. U-bolts. Alright? U-bolts, secure, no missing bolts. What's next to my U-bolts? My shock absorber, right? My shock absorber should be secure and not leaking, no missing bolts. What's back here? Behind the shock absorber now? Tie rod. My tie rod should be secure, not bent, with a cast nut and cotter pin is in place. You have to say that. That's 1 point if you miss that.
Say it again.
My tie rod should be secure, not bent, cast nut and cotter pin is in place. Cast nut, cotter pin. That means the nut is there and the pin is going through the nut. Alright? Once we do the cast nut and cotter pin, we're going to come up to the ear line to my brake can. This is the ear line to my brake can. And don't be scared to come close if you guys not hearing me. This is the ear line to my brake can. It should be secure, not chafing, not leaking. So once we get to the ear line to the brake can, we're going to do the brake can, right? This is your brake can. Brake can secure, no missing bolt. The clamps is in place. Right? Around the rim. The clamp around the rim is in place. Alright. After we do the rim and the brake can, we're going to do the slack adjuster. Oh my God.
Oh, sorry.
Look at this. So after we do this, this is my slack adjuster. It should be no more than 1 inch of play. This is like 10. Alright? It should be no more than 1 inch of pull or throw and push rod not bent. Anybody want to see what the push rod is? You can come. This is your push rod that goes inside the brake can. You're supposed to say my slack adjuster should be no more than 1 inch of throw and push rod not bent. Because if the push rod is bent, you're gonna rub on the brake can and you could jam and your brake could stop. Right? Push rod. See that rod right there goes in the brake can? That's your push rod. This truck don't have no brake. Right? Alright, slack adjuster. After we do the slack adjuster, anybody we're gonna do weird?
The brake drum.
Brake lining.
Brake lining?
Yes, because the brake lining is inside the brake drum. Once you do the brake drum, we're gonna come on the tire or the rim. Right? So we're working our way out. Alright, so after I do the slack adjuster, I'm going to my brake lining. My brake lining should be no less than 1/4 inch of thickness and free of contaminants such as oil or grease. Right? My brake drum, no crack, no damage or well. Alright? Inside of my rim, no crack, no illegal well. Inside of my tire, no cuts, no cracks, no abrasions. On top of my tire, evenly wear, no less than 4/32 seconds of tread depth. Outside of my tire, no cuts, no cracks, no abrasions. Outside of my rim, no cracks, no illegal well. All my lug nuts is in place.
No rust.
And secure. No rust. That will indicate slippage. Alright? This is my hub. My hub is secure. All the bolts are in place, not leaking. And if I should check it, this is where I would check it.
And then you fill it.
And that's where I fill it also. You could fill it here and you could fill it here. Fill it or check it, same thing. Right? Some of them don't have this right here. So you could just, this is where I fill it, this is where I check it. Alright, and then we do what? Do you do this?
Valve stem.
Alright, this is my metal valve stem and cap. That's exactly how you gotta say it. Metal valve stem and cap. It cannot be rubber valve stem, it gotta be metal. So you gotta put that metal in there. It's my metal valve stem and cap. It's not damaged. And if I should check it, I would use a proper tire gauge. And it should be no less than
105 PSI.
good. Or keep for proper inflation.
Right.
Who want to try?
Yeah?
Who want to try?
Well, give me
Pause.
an afraid dinner.
Yeah.
Alright. Where's that paper? Come on. Come on this side. We'll figure out that later. We'll figure that right side of your tractor. So if I would start the right side, I would start with these holes on this side right here. Right? I would say these are my ear holes to my cab. They are in place, no chafing or no leaking. Alright? This is my filter hose and bracket. Secure, no missing bolts. These are all my wires, tight connection, no chafing. My fuse box is secure, the lid is in place. Behind my fuse box is gonna be my cab mount. All bolts should be in place and not crack or damage. A lot of guys come over here and do the cab mount. You cannot see the cab mount. So behind this, you say, use this as a landmark for your cab mounts. That way you don't miss it. That's how I do that. So that way I don't miss it. You understand? All right. After I do my cab mount now, I come to my air filter hosing. Air filter hosing, secure and in place, free of debris. Right? Once I'm done with my air filter hosing, free of debris, I'm going to drop down to my AC compressor. My AC compressor, first thing I'm going to say, is belt driven. Right? Secure all my wires. Tight connection on my AC compressor. It's belt driven, no shiny spot, and no less than or no more than 3/4 inch of place. Right on it. Behind my AC compressor is my air compressor. Right? Secure, it's gear driven. It's 2 gear driven on this side. Right? One on the other side, which is the water pump. Alright, so this is my air compressor. It's gear driven and it's secure, not leaking. All the hoses are in place. Behind my air compressor is gonna be my power steering pump. It's also gear driven. Appears to be secure because you cannot see it. Right? That's behind your air compressor and governor is my power steering pump, which is gear driven. Appears to be secure and not leaking. Alright. From my my power steering pump, this hose come up from my power steering pump to my power steering reservoir. This is my power steering reservoir. You see the hose coming from my power steering pump. Can't miss it. Right? Come back up to my power steering reservoir. This is where I fill it. This is where I check it. Also, you can open it and check it here also. So you can fill it here. You can check it here. Right? Because you have a dipstick inside where you can check it. Right? So you can say the same thing. Fill it here. Check it here. Right? Because you can't see shit on the side. All right? So below my my power steering reservoir is my
Bracket.
support bar and bracket. My radiator support bar and bracket. You can't see it. So that's why you do it together. Most of these trucks you cannot see it because these holes gonna block it out. So you wanna say it right here. Support bar and bracket. Secure, no missing bolts. Below that is my
Steering box.
steering box. This is my steering box. Alright? Secure, not leaking. Alright? This is my nobody?
Steering shaft.
That's a steering shaft.
Good. This is my steering shaft. You have no side to side play. U joint is in place and not damaged. This is a U joints, not U bolts. U joints is in place and not damaged. All right. On the power steering box, we have what?
Pitman arm.
And drag link. So we're gonna do the pitman arm and drag link. It's secure, not damaged, with a castle nut and cotter pin is in place. Castle nut, cotter pin. Castle nut, cotter pin. Castle nut, cotter pin. Right? No side to side play, and it's secure with a castle nut and cotter pin. So across from my porcelain box is gonna be my tractor frame. So once we do the tractor frame, no, it's no crack, no illegal weld. We're gonna do the what? Spring hanger, and we're gonna do it. We go right down. You see that?
Where's the spring hanger?
Spring hanger.
Okay.
Leaf spring. Secure, not crack, or no missing leaves. U bolts, secure, no missing bolts. Shock absorber. It's the same thing, we're gonna repeat like the other side. Once we get to the frame, most of these is gonna be repeat. Frame, spring hanger, leaf spring, U bolts, shock absorber secure, not leaking, no missing bolts. Tie rod. Same thing. Secure, no side to side play, with a castle nut and cotter plane is in place. Air line to my brake can. No chafing, it's not leaking. Brake can, secure, no missing bolts, with a clamp is in place. Slack adjuster, push rod, secure, push rod not bent. If I should pull on it like that, it should be no more than 1 inch of throw. Right? We're gonna go to my brake lining. Brake lining, you did the jump. Brake lining, nothing wrong with that, you're good. Brake lining, this is your brake lining, right? No less than 1/4 inch of thickness. And this is your brake drum. No what? No dents, no cracks. Free from contaminants such as grease or oil. Alright, inside of my rim. No crack, no illegal weld. You did both together, ain't nothing wrong with that. You can do it like that, but I'm doing it one by one. Alright? So you can say both the inside of my rim, inside and outer, secure, no crack, no illegal weld. Inner and outer of my tire, no cuss, no crack, abrasion. On top of my tire, no less than 4/32 of tread depth, evenly wear. So you could do it like that also, like he did, but I did it one. You know what I'm saying? So all my lug nuts are secure and in place. No rust, that will indicate slippage. My hub, secure, not leaking, all the bolts is in place. If I should check it, I'll check it here. Or also fill it here or check it here, something like that. Good. Metal valve stem and cap is in place and secure. Remember, say metal valve stem and cap, metal. Alright? If I should check it, I'll use a proper tire gauge. It should be a 105 PSI, or I'll kick it for proper inflation.
Just so I'm clear, all right, because I said this is the metal valve stem and the cap on the stem is secure. Is that good or?
It's okay.
Okay.
It's good.
And then if I had to use the pop right,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just say this is my metal. Just make sure you say metal.
Yeah.
Valve stem and cap. It can't be rubber like cars.
Right.
Because the pressure will blow it out. It's too much pressure. Who wanna try?